This video is a quick recap on my attempt at the 4x4x48 challenge. This is the David Goggins challenge. It's doing 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. So it's an attempt at 48 miles in the 48 hours. My age and background, I am in my 40s. I'm 44 when I'm doing the run. I've done a lot of obstacle course races, done over 25 or so, maybe 30 Spartan races. I did finish 2 of the ultra Spartan races in New Jersey, so a lot of mountains and over 30 miles. Did a lot of road 5 and 10K races. My longest run in a race was about 35 miles. So the details of my run, I am in the Midwest and I'm doing this in mid-October of 2023. So it's a fall weather. The first night it was cold. It was 38 to 42 degrees. The second night was a lot warmer, but it was heavy rain. I have a picture here in the slide with the rain. It was just drenching rain. So I was extremely wet from head to toe. My shoes were soaked. Um, the injuries and pain, my left knee gave me a lot of problems by the end. It was hurt really bad, and then my right foot. I think I lost 8 pounds during the 48 hours. A lot of that just probably water weight. It kind of gained back. The recovery was about 5 days before my body was kind of back to normal. I did the challenge 7 days ago, so 1 week ago right now, and I ran the challenge myself. Okay, for suggestions and tips for those of you who are looking to do this, create a plan in writing. I think that helped me out a lot. I got to mark off and put a check next to every run that I completed. Make sure the timing works for your life. It does ruin 2 days of your life. If you got a lot of obligations, make sure the timing is best to work around those. Lay out clothes, especially for the night runs. And I set up a separate sleeping area in my house so I didn't bother my family. Maybe that won't be the case for a lot of people, but especially during the night run, like that 12 o'clock, and I got back at 1 a.m., I didn't shower um, because I went right to bed and then tried to get up for in the 3 hours for my 4 a.m. run. So I did not shower. I had a separate sleeping setup where I can just go right to bed and try to get a few hours of sleep before the next run. Plan your routes and know the mileage that you're running in your set route. Make sure they're not too boring. I had my route planned in my subdivision here, and after the third run, the fourth run, I switched it up. It was just getting too boring after doing the same routes many times in a row. Make sure to know that walking is better than quitting. If this is something that you really want to accomplish, walking is definitely better. I am a slow runner anyway, so I didn't run super fast, but I jogged most of it. During the last couple runs, I was surprised how much pain I was in, and usually the physical part of these runs and my longer runs, it's usually more of just wanting to quit or being bored. But this time it was physical. My knee was hurting, and I just couldn't run over a couple blocks at a time. So it was a lot of slow jogging and a lot of walking that last 4 miles, which I thought mentally the last 4 miles before I started was going to be the easiest, and physically it was just the hardest. My body didn't recover at all. Take a nap in the afternoon. This will make the second night especially easier because it's brutal. The second night it was horrible. It was raining. I didn't want to go out. The first night I was more excited. So I was ready to go, and I really couldn't sleep good that first night. I was excited for the next run. Depending on personal preference, if you choose to do it with a partner, it probably would work out better for you. I just didn't have a person to run with, and it worked out good for me. I finished it. If I did have a partner and they delayed me in my runs, or if they didn't wake up at my case, it would have been midnight and 4 a.m. and that was delayed, or something went wrong there, it could have messed up my runs more. Or if they quit, maybe that would be a little bit where it would knock you down and maybe force you to quit or make you want to quit. So that could be, if you're running with a partner, be careful there. This is a spreadsheet that I created just so I can log and track where I'm at in the challenge. And I did start to write a little notes. I thought I'd be more in depth with the notes going through this. Um, but it worked out okay. But once you start getting through the challenges, you don't really want to write a lot of notes. You just want to prepare for the next run. So I have a place where I can make a check mark, the activity number, of course the mileage, and then the timing that I was doing the runs in. Like I said, I set this up for later in the night. I figured I would start at maybe 10 or midnight, and I ended up getting home from work and starting the run at 4 p.m. that first day, and that worked out really nice for me. I ended midday. Um, I started on Tuesday and ended on the Thursday. So that worked out really good. I took a little bit of notes. You could see from kind of my notes, like I said, I'm not that fast of a runner. I do run a lot, but not in a sprint unless I'm doing like a 5K. But if I know I'm doing something like this, I'm actually the pretty slow runner. This is a closer look of the spreadsheet that I made. I just think it's important just to have the activity number and the mileage logged and then your start time. So I think it was important. I would suggest everybody kind of do that with a check box area. That way you're done. It feels good to check that off and be ready for the next round. So what happened to me after my 48 hours? As I said before, I had the left knee pain, which was something new for me. I never really had knee pain before. My right foot pain, that was really bad. I have had issues with my right foot, so that wasn't necessarily a surprise. The wardrobe was good for me. I didn't really have any issues, except one blister on my right foot, and that was really due to all the running in the heavy rain the second night. So other than that, the wardrobe for my shoes wouldn't have been bad. Um, I wasn't extremely tired through the challenge, but I did nap in the afternoon both days. Mentally, it wasn't as bad as it was physically for me. If I were younger, I think that would have been opposite, but mentally I was prepared for it, and of course it got exhausting, going through the challenge. It was exhausting. By the end, I just didn't want to run anymore. Knowing that in 3 hours I had to go back and run, it works on you mentally. But overall, physically, was more of a challenge than the mental side. Um, just to wrap up the video, if you're thinking about doing the challenge, I hope this helped you out. Go into it with a lot of motivation and put a plan together in writing. I think that helped out. And hopefully you succeed without any bad injuries where it would stop you from finishing. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.